Bonaduce, life coach. Danny Bonaduce, life coach. He was a Hollywood star when he was just a kid, but he partied too hard.
Wow, that's what I did. It's Danny Bonaduce, life coach. Give me a call right now, 1-800-252-1025. We'll take your emails at lifecoach@KZOK.com. Life Coach brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE. Let's go right to those phones and talk to John in Tacoma.
Danny, sir, what's going on?
Nothing, buddy. What's up with you?
Well, here's the deal. I'm divorced, and I now live in this area with my girlfriend. She's
Right.
11 years younger than I am. And I mistakenly gave her my ex-wife's password to her Facebook.
Right?
And now she's addicted to looking up my ex-wife's life and spying on her, and I can't stop her.
Okay, first of all, John, do you think that is singular? Do you believe, oh, man, my girlfriend's the one and only girl obsessed with my ex-wife and or girlfriend, so now looks at her on Facebook? Did you think that was weird that your girlfriend's doing this?
No, but the issue is she has the password to the ex-wife's Facebook so she can log on as the ex-wife.
All right, it's a bit of an issue. It's a bit of an issue, but I'll tell you what's going to happen. Your ex-wife is going to know that she's there. Chicks are really good at this kind of stuff, and she's going to start performing, if you will, for her for your girlfriend. She's going to start having a better life than she really has, seeing people that she's not necessarily really seeing. She's going to drive your girlfriend crazy. So before you try and tell your girlfriend, although there's a couple of things you could do about this. You'll embarrass your girlfriend a little bit, but you could call your ex-girlfriend and say, could you change your password? It's a big hassle for my ex-wife. She probably won't do it, but you don't want to. You know what? Don't give her that. It'd be too much. Your girlfriend's doing nothing but loving you. Here's what you got to have to do. You got to tell your girlfriend that your ex-girlfriend is performing for her, that she's, I do it, to be honest with you. I never used to send my son postcards from everywhere I've ever been, but I do because I know my ex-wife will get them. If I could figure out a way to get postcards from like Rome or Nova Scotia or something and not actually have to go there, I would do it because I would just want my ex-wife to think, wow, he's having the world's most fascinating life without me. That's what this ex-girlfriend of you is going to start to do. She's going to perform for your girlfriend. So let her know that. And by the way, how long have you been going out with her?
4 years.
Yeah, how long has this been going on that she's been obsessed with your ex-girlfriend?
The Facebook spying about, I don't know, probably a year and a half now.
That's too long. You need to, you need to tell her it's bugging you. Yeah, it's not so weird that it's unheard of, and I'm trying to skirt this here because nobody's really doing a bad thing here, but a year and a half, it usually wraps up by then competing with the ex-girlfriend. You need to tell her to stop.
That's really unhealthy.
Yeah, I know that part.
Because everybody does it. I know, Danny, you're not on Facebook, but we've all done it. We've all looked at what the ex looks like, what she's doing, but then you stop.
Yeah,
like you look the one or maybe two times. You don't spend a year.
I don't spy on my ex-wife. It's been a long time now, but I don't spy on my ex-wife like I would have liked to have. But everybody calls me up and tells me what she's doing anyway. She does weird things on Facebook and has purple hair at 50 years old. Somebody calls me up and goes,
but it's a
what's your
jealousy
wife
thing.
doing?
It's a jealousy thing. If Amy was on Facebook constantly looking at your ex-wife, that's a problem.
Constantly, it would be a problem.
Yeah.
But first of all, I'd be flattered. I'm not that great of a catch. If she's still fighting to have me and obsessed with my ex, I would understand it. But a year and a half is too much, John. You need to have a sit down with her and tell her that you don't like it anymore. It makes you uncomfortable. And here's what she'll do. She'll find another way to do it. You'll catch her, and then you'll have a fight, and she'll have to stop. Because that's what happens. You'll find out she's still doing it. She's going to your friend's house doing it. She's not even using your computer. But put a stop. You need to say, in her face, a year and a half, I called Danny, the life coach, and he tried to fight for you. He really did because he doesn't think you're a lunatic, but you're verging on lunatic. And you need to stop it now. And I appreciate that you find me that interesting and my ex-girlfriend that interesting, but you need to stop now. And she will. I was surprised at a year and a half because, as Sarah said, it usually does just go away. So thanks, John. I appreciate the call, but you just need to tell her to stop.
800-252-1025. You need to call that number now if you've got a problem and need the help of Danny Bonaduce, life coach, because he's been through it all and he can help you. 800-252-1025. And you can lie about your name if you need to. Call yourself Becky. And now we have a Becky from
and I think this is an anonymous. I think this is a fake name. Is this a fake name?
No, it's real.
Oh, wow. Okay, I was going to say it is because the tenderness of this phone call. So what can we do for you, Becky?
Well, I have a problem. I married my husband 5 years ago, and my daughter came along, of course, with the package. At the time, she was 16. We have a property where she can rent a studio apartment above our shop, and she's been living there since she was 16. We have a rental agreement with her. My husband keeps going into her apartment and doing stuff like turning off the air conditioner, turning lights off. He just enters whenever he feels like it.
And is that okay with her?
No, it's not.
Okay.
And thus an altercation occurred. He went in and turned off the air conditioner when she was out. She went downstairs and said, "Hey, did you go into my apartment and turn it off?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he was swearing at her and using the F word. And she was trying to be pretty calm, but at one point it escalated. He put his hands on her and shoved her into the corner of the deck, and she hit him, and then he hit her back in the jaw and the chest.
So what time did the police get there?
They got there probably about 10 minutes after the altercation.
Who went to jail? I'm sorry, who went to jail?
No one went to jail.
How is that possible? I know the rule. That's how I am the life coach. I know stuff. Somebody's got to go to jail now. You can't just say, "Oh, I don't press charges." So, if the cops come out and anybody looks like anything happened, somebody goes to jail. Why didn't the cops arrest anybody?
Because we asked that they not.
That's not good enough. So if you're the cops in Kent, that was a bad call, and you know that was a bad call. All right, so what is your question for me?
Well, my question is, when this whole interview was going on with the police and my daughter, my husband made some really aggressive actions to my daughter in front of the police. You know, like when guys are ready to fight and they're,
Yeah, it's how we were talking about this with Sarah. When somebody uses the expression, "get up in my face," everybody knows what that is.
Right, and he did that to my daughter in front of the police, and the police are like, "Dude, get away from her and go in the house." And so my husband's like looking really disparaging to the police. He didn't, do what they said, but he finally did. And my question is, now he's like, "Oh, I won't evict her if you'll stay with me." Well, Danny, my question is I'm ready to go.
Go. And he should. Evicting her is not even a thing anymore. She shouldn't stay. It is my belief, mind you, that she's in real life danger. I can smell a creep from a mile away. I don't believe for one moment that just turning off the air conditioner is all this guy's doing in this young girl's apartment. I say he's a creep. You both need to take it away from this guy. And the guy that would hit the girl, even in response to being hit, I'm so against, but that's one thing. Then a guy who cannot control himself enough to not get aggressive in front of the cops, I am telling you that your husband is a clear and present danger, and you both need to leave. That's my opinion. I stand by that. You both need to leave. Thanks, Becky, and good luck.
Good luck to you, Becky.
Yeah, that's a thing.
800-252-1025. Call if you've got a problem and want Danny Bonaduce, life coach, to help you figure it out. He will. He's been through it all.
I have.
You can also email lifecoach@kzok.com. Another problem in Kent. From Angela, she writes...
What's up in Kent? The hotbed of weird stuff.
Angela in Kent writes, "I'm 55 years old and find myself needing a job after not having worked for 25 years.
Oh, I know exactly what you're going through. We talked about it. You had a husband, and now you're supposed to get out and get a job, and you got no resume. You haven't paid the appropriate taxes. All right, what does she want? Because I'm nervous for her.
My husband lost his job last year, and for the first time, we're struggling to pay the bills. How do I go about finding a job? The last job I had was in finance, but that was 25 years ago. Now I'm thinking I'll only be qualified to work at McDonald's. Can you help?"
Okay, by the way, first of all, I don't know why Mickey D's always take such heat. I know lots of people that work. The thing is that they're not working there by, "Oh my God, I have to work here." If you go into most McDonald's, you'll find a cat 65 years old, and he just went back to the workforce. He wanted to work. So I'm not saying that you should work at McDonald's. I'm just saying don't rule it out. It's an okay job, and it has benefits. You're going to need those. You know what? I might be calling for you to go to work at Mickey D's. Those benefits are going to be very important to you soon. But you know what? You worked in finance, a very difficult avenue of, being employed. You could catch up. It's been 20 years. Go online, take a bazillion of those free courses and tests and find your aptitude, and then go back, because a lot of people will pay extra for some maturity in the workplace. People with computers and things like that, you're 32 years old, 28 years old, they're fresh out of college. God bless them. Somebody's got to rule the world when you and I are gone. But they'll say something for the 55-year-old lady that's been around the workplace. She went to work out of college, 20 years ago. Make sure you can do the job and you're not holding anybody back. There's all over the internet. You can take all these classes, all sorts of tests, and then go get a job. They'll bring you up to speed fast enough, but nothing can replace your level of maturity that you have at your age. So go get them. And yeah, like I said, the answer's online. The answer, like everything else these days, the answer is online.
800-252-1025 or email lifecoach@kzok.com. I've got an email from Ann in Sammamish who writes, my kids are aged 8 and 13, and they're going through this I have to have phase. We live in an area where the kids pretty much get everything they want, which doesn't help.
Right, I know about that.
My problem is that I always say no to their requests, and their dad, who I'm divorced from, always gets them what they want.
Right.
I've tried talking to him about it, but he doesn't seem to listen or care. His main thing is to have them like him, so he buys them whatever they want. What am I supposed to do?
You're supposed to talk to your kids about this because you're right. He's not going to stop, and your kids are not going to not accept the cool stuff. Wow, Dad's going to take me to Disneyland. Dad said I could have a motor scooter. He's doing that to kind of bug you. That's what it's about. It's not only so that your kids love him, but it's so mom's the only one saying, no, you can't fight with it. Somebody has to instill discipline in your kids. It's going to be you, and God bless you because you're going to get resentment every now and again. But let them know, hey, he's not doing this, and don't go too bad again. Don't, bury this guy. He's the kid's father. But let him know that your opinion is he's not doing the right thing for them. It's hard for you not to get them all the stuff they want, but that's the way of the world. It's not only the way of the world, it's your choice. Maybe you could get them all the stuff they wanted. It's the wrong decision. If you take my family compared to my wife's family, my family's a great group of people in their own way. But if you need any one of them to cross the street under their own power or do their own taxes, like my family's not that hip. My wife's parents were really, really, really strict. No calling, no cable TV, ever. They never had cable TV. And you look at my wife and her two sisters, they're the stellar pillars of the community that can do anything under their own power. So stand your ground and say it's the right thing for your kids, and you're going to do it whether they resent it or not. And in the long run, they'll go, Mom was there for me. I promise you.
Samantha in Bremerton, you're on with Danny Bonaduce, life coach.
Hey, Samantha.
Hi.
What's up, darling?
I am currently being pushed out of my apartment by bed bugs.
Yeah?
And I was wondering if you know of any sort of legal route I can take.
It's not even that difficult, really. Do you live in a building in a complex or in somebody else's house?
In an apartment building.
Okay, that's good because you're in somebody else's house. I'm going, ooh, this is going to be difficult. So, they're multi-units, right, at this apartment building? It's managed by a management company?
Yes.
All right, are you still there at the apartment right now?
No, I'm staying with a friend right now.
Because of the bed bugs and they won't do anything? There's no restitution?
They have offered to move me to another one of their buildings, except the rent is over $125 more than what I pay now at my current place.
All right, so here's what you're going to do. It's your apartment still, right?
Yes.
Okay, you're going to go back and you're going to take lots of pictures of the beds bugs and things that can identify this as that being that address. You're going to all sorts of pictures and you're going to sue them, or you're going to take their deal but at a rent reduction of $125. And their first reaction is going to be, no, I'm not doing this. You don't deserve it. You do. And once you start to talk about taking the court or going to the news is the big one. You can talk to our friend, Jesse Jones. He would love to come over there on his big orange bicycle and his weird-ass spandex that he wears all the time and come over and say, I'm Jesse Jones from Channel 5. And look at these bed bugs. You guys are gross. Give Samantha anything she wants, and they will absolutely cave. And these guys, because it's too late to cave once Jesse or anybody from the news shows up, the moment's gone. You need to let them know, here's where I am going with your apartment and your bed bugs, and they're going to make you look ridiculous at the very least, and may have you close down. All your other tenants may stop paying when they see this on the news or City Hall or whatever it is that you go to. Your apartment building is going to come around. So go get them, Samantha. That is my word, and my word is the law. Thank you very much for playing Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach. Life Coach brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE.